love to watch Larry Bird in action because he makes the game so beautiful.
Look at that pass. Oh, what a show. Oh, my goodness.
He wasn't flashy, he wasn't loud, and he didn't look like the person who'd go on to dominate the NBA. But that's the thing about Larry Bird. He never needed the spotlight. He just showed up, took control of the game, and walked away like it was nothing. But how did a quiet kid from a small Indiana town go from struggling with poverty to building an empire that's still admired today? They called him Larry Legend. But before the trophies, the MVPs, and the billion-dollar NBA influence, he was just the Hick from French Lick, a nickname that could have been a punchline but instead became a badge of honor. Because Larry Bird didn't just make it out, he rewrote the rules on what it meant to be great. Born on December 7, 1956 in West Baden Springs, Indiana, Bird was raised in nearby French Lick, a tiny town that shaped his grit and his game. His family didn't have much. His father, a veteran of both World War II and the Korean War, and his mother, Georgia Marie, worked hard to keep the family afloat. But life wasn't easy. Larry was one of 6 kids, and after his parents divorced during his high school years, tragedy struck. The same year he got serious about basketball, his father took his life. But even through all that pain, Bird had something most people didn't: drive. And not just to win games, but to change his circumstances. That fire is what pushed him to become the only person in NBA history to win Rookie of the Year, MVP, Finals MVP, All-Star MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. Yeah, read that again. But how did he pull it off? And what exactly did he build once the cheers faded and the crowds went home? Stick around, because the next part of Larry's story is where the real empire begins to take shape, and you won't believe how deep those roots go. Let's keep going.
Wow! Through the lane, left-handed flying pass.
What
Oh,
a pass.
Bird!
Larry Bird's story didn't start in the NBA. Long before he was known as a basketball legend, he was just a small-town kid putting up monster numbers at Springs Valley High School. And if you thought his dominance started in college or the pros, think again, because Larry was already unstoppable in his teenage years. By the time he was a senior, he was averaging 31 points, 21 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. That's not just impressive, that's unheard of. And he didn't stop there. He became the all-time leading scorer at his high school, a record that still earns respect in Indiana basketball circles. But what fueled that kind of fire? For Larry, it was watching his childhood hero, Mel Daniels, tear it up in the ABA with the Indiana Pacers. That connection to local greatness gave him a vision. If someone from Indiana could make it, why not him? He wasn't dreaming about fame. He just wanted to be great. And that's precisely what he became. One basket, one rebound, one game at a time. Now, while Larry was building his name on the court, his personal life was going through its set of changes. In 1975, not long after high school, he married his first wife, Janet Condra. But the marriage didn't last. They were divorced within a year. Still, from that brief relationship came someone who would remain in his life forever: his daughter Corey, born in 1977. Larry eventually found stability in his personal life when he married Dinah Mattingly in 1989. They didn't just build a life together, they built a family, adopting 2 children, Connor and Mariah, and keeping their private life as low-key as Larry himself. Throughout his Celtics career, he lived in Brookline, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston, far enough from the spotlight but close enough to lead the team night after night like a quiet storm. From dominating small-town gyms to navigating the ups and downs of personal relationships, Larry Bird stayed grounded. He never let fame change who he was at his core. But here's where the story starts to shift. From basketball star to mastermind. Because Larry's empire wasn't just built on what he did with the ball, it's what he did after he put it down that'll surprise you next.
6'9" senior from French Lick, Indiana, Larry Bird.
Larry Bird's journey to college greatness wasn't a straight shot. In 1974, he briefly enrolled at Indiana University, but the size of the campus and culture shock pushed him to drop out. He returned home, worked as a garbage collector, and reset his focus. That's when things turned around. He enrolled at Northwood Institute, then transferred to Indiana State University, where he'd make history. Bird led ISU to a 33-0 record in the 1978-79 season, taking the team to the NCAA championship game, where they faced off against Magic Johnson's Michigan State in one of college basketball's most iconic matchups. Though ISU lost, Bird walked away with the Naismith College Player of the Year award. And for good measure, he also played baseball while he was at it. But the real legend began in 1978 when Bird was drafted 6th overall by the Boston Celtics. Instead of jumping straight to the pros, he finished his senior college season. A year later, he signed a 5-year, $3.25 million deal, the highest for a rookie at the time. He immediately changed the Celtics' fortunes in the 1979-80 season, adding 32 wins and grabbing Rookie of the Year honors while leading Boston to the conference finals. From there, it was all gas, no brakes. He won his first NBA championship in 1981, became an all-defensive team player, and by 1983 was runner-up for MVP. But from 1984 to 1986, Bird dominated the league, winning 3 straight MVPs and 2 more championships. The 1985-86 Celtics are still talked about as one of the best teams in NBA history. Injuries started catching up after 1986. From back surgeries to chronic pain, Larry pushed through until he finally retired in 1992. His number 33 jersey now hangs in the rafters, a permanent reminder of a career like no other.
She left me 20 seconds, so, but I just want to congratulate all the inductees tonight. All of them are very well deserving. It's a special honor to play with these young men.
Even after stepping away from the Celtics, Larry Bird's basketball journey wasn't over. In 1992, he was selected to join the iconic USA Dream Team for the Barcelona Olympics, alongside legends like Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. Despite battling back issues, Bird's leadership and basketball IQ helped guide the team to a gold medal, cementing their status as the greatest collection of basketball talent ever assembled. Bird's playing style was as unique as his legacy. He played both small forward and power forward, with a deadly shooting touch and an uncanny ability to see the floor. Over his career, he was a 12-time All-Star, made 9 All-NBA first teams, and earned 3 All-Defensive Team selections. He won 3 NBA championships, picked up 2 Finals MVPs, and took home 3 straight regular season MVPs, a feat shared only with Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. Bird was honored as a member of the NBA's 50th anniversary team in 1996 and the 75th anniversary team in 2021. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1998, widely regarded as one of the best shooters and passers the game has ever seen.
I love this game. That's what it's really all about right there. And you look at Larry Bird, who's been there before, nothing to it. I've done that about 20 times in my career.
After his playing days, Bird took his talents to the sideline, becoming head coach of the Indiana Pacers in 1997, despite having 0 prior coaching experience. In true Bird fashion, he led the team to a 58-24 record and was named NBA Coach of the Year in 1998. He then guided the Pacers to the 2000 NBA Finals before stepping down. He returned in 2003 as president of basketball operations. winning NBA Executive of the Year in 2012. Though he briefly retired for health reasons, Bird resumed work with the Pacers and returned as a consultant in 2023, continuing his lifelong connection to the game.
Conference Finals MVPs will be known as the Larry Bird Trophy and the Magic Johnson Trophy.
Well, thanks, Mark. I just wish I could win one of them Magic Johnson trophies. That'd be a highlight of my career.
Larry Bird's trophy case is nothing short of legendary. 3 times NBA champion, 2 times Finals MVP, 3 times League MVP, and 12 times All-Star. He added Olympic gold in 1992 with the Dream Team and was inducted into the Hall of Fame twice, as an individual and as part of that iconic squad. To honor his legacy, the NBA named the Eastern Conference Finals MVP trophy the Larry Bird Trophy, a fitting tribute to one of basketball's all-time greats. If you enjoyed this journey through Larry Bird's legendary career, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more iconic sports stories.